So, hello everybody, and the reason I'm doing this video is because I want to show you my solar charger. This is John Bedini's charger, made in the USA, EnergenX, from the EnergenX company. As you know, John Bedini and Gary Bedini are already dead. They have passed away, I think in December or November or October 2016. So John Bedini and Gary Bedini, they passed away, they're dead, they're no longer alive. And this is the chargers that I purchased from them, from the Tesla company. It's called TeslaChargers.com. And basically this is a list that this is just a partial list that I have chargers from them. So I have purchased a SolarTracker. This is 80 amps, 24 volts. That time the price was $980, and that was in don't remember the exact year, but it was maybe 2014, 13, 12, 14, 2014, maybe 15. But the price was kind of low at that time. Now this price almost doubled. It's $1,500 or $1,600 for this price. I have also purchased the SolarTracker 80 amps, 12 volts. Basically the same one, but the difference is that in voltage the price was the same. I have also purchased A1U. It's a universal charger, 1 amp universal charger. That charger is over there. I'll show it to you later. It's kind of very bulky charger, but it's a universal charger. It charges from it says from 4 volts, lead acid and nickel metal hydrate and nickel cadmium batteries up to 24 volts. So it charges from from 1 amp to 7 amp per hour. 7 amp hour batteries, small batteries, but it's a very good universal charger. Then we have 10812 charger that I also have. I don't use it too often. You have to plug it into the wall. So this charger over here that we have, this is a 12 volt charger, this one 80 amp charger. So I will be doing some videos, and then I will show you what's inside of every one of those chargers. We'll be able to open them up and see what's inside, what kind of schematics, what it consists of, and if there's potting inside, how well it's done, and so on. And this is another charger that's not listed actually on this list over here, because I purchased several more chargers besides this partial list that I have. This price would amount to today's probably to today's money would be about $4,500–5,000 for $1,500 each. This one, the universal, I'm not sure how much it costs right now, and 10812 would be probably about, I don't know, $1,700, $800, and so on, something like that. So I also have this Tesla solar tracker. It's a solar tracker. It's as you can see, 3 amp 12 volts, so close to the 50 watts, 50 45 watt solar tracker. It's a charger. You don't have to have MPPT or PW or M controller or anything else like that. So this one charges your batteries. It regulates the voltage at the same time, regulates the current at the same time. So as you can see, the LEDs here they're not popping out. They're flat LEDs that they made in this model. It's kind of older model right now. It says, this side says output with the batteries, minus and plus, and this is as well positive and negative. So the back looks this way. I'm not sure how well you can see all of this. This is my first video I'm doing. So we're going to open up. We also are going to open up some other solar chargers that I have. The one that I have, it's this one. Then we have 24 volts, the same 80 amps. Then we have two A12 chargers that we will also be able to open up and see what's inside of that charger. So let's get to the business. Let's get this done. Let's open it up. Let's see what it is. What kind of chargers John Bedini was making, and Gary, were making at that time. And right now those guys are dead, and right now the company is really defunct. It's not existent anymore. The stocks is gone. And basically, I remember Rick Friedrich was working for that company as well before. They had some kind of a bad deal with he has some kind of bad deal with John Bedini. Has some kind of beef with him. And then what happened later is that Lindemann, Peter Lindemann and Aaron Murakami joined John Bedini and started promoting his technology. So basically, the reason I'm doing this and showing it to you, because these chargers, they are frying up, not really frying up, but they're killing my batteries. That's what I'm doing this video for, because I explained this issue several times to Aaron Murakami, to Peter Lindemann. I placed it on forum a couple of times. These guys don't listen to me. They just promote these chargers like this is some kind of panacea. Like if it's a solution to all the problems of the batteries, of the lead acid batteries. They're just running a business. They don't care, what the customers say, or if I am the complainer. I purchased 4 of these. This is 5. We have 6 unit over there. I purchased, as far as I know, I purchased 6 units, at least 6 units from this company, totaling over $5,000. And I explained to them that when I was charging the batteries, to tell you the truth, and I was never able to revive a single battery from the dead battery. Not a single one. I'm not sure why those guys are so promoting it so much. It's going to revive your batteries and blah blah blah. But I purchased several batteries. I had a 5 or 4, I think maybe 5 deep cycle marine batteries purchased from Walmart. I had close to 8 garden type batteries, lawn and garden type batteries, 8 batteries. Now I have only 4, and in the last month of those 4, 1 as well died. What I mean by died, they just I don't really use them. They're on a float charge. They're floating all the time, floating. I put them on float charge and they're just charging. The trickling charger of floating, like these chargers are supposed to do. But that one is not being charged. Those 4 batteries are not being charged by this solar battery charger. They're being charged by the 2A12 charger, which you can plug into the wall. So the trickle charger is constantly charging those batteries. So the reason is I'm doing this is that these chargers, the solar charger and the plug into the wall chargers, they're killing the batteries. They're not reviving it. They, what I noticed is that for several months they were, the 2A12 was charging my batteries. They were floating because the LEDs, just like here it says charging or charged. When it blinks red and green at the same time, it's floating. So when it does like this, I was floating for a couple of months, and then I noticed one day, that the green was turning on more and more and more red. I mean, the red LED was turning more and more red, and the green LED was turning off, or being on the off mode, more and more on. So when I touched the battery on the side, I noticed that it was warm. I touched on a different side, it was warm too. What happened is that when the cell gets shorted inside, there's basically a short. So when there's a short, it becomes warm on the touch. It becomes hot inside, warm on the outside. So this is what happens. All of my batteries died, and all my all my deep cycle marine batteries died. Four or five of my lawn and garden batteries died too, and then I have only 4 left now, and of these 4 only 2 are alive right now. One died about 3 weeks ago, almost a month ago, and the other one was giving me some kind of funny, some kind of funny indication of being charged, or it's floating. So I disconnected for a couple of days. I'm gonna test it and see if the voltage dropped or not, if I did it properly. But if I did drop it, probably it is probably shorted, but it's been floating for several months, and now all of a sudden they are just dying, just dying by themselves, and I'm not even using them. I'm just keeping them on floating. All this time I never had a possibility to buy a pretty good device. I'm still in the process of looking for some kind of Trojan batteries instead of those deep marine cycle batteries and so on. But those deep marines were from Walmart. Lawn Garden were from Walmart. They were brand new spanking batteries, so I didn't even use them. I did some testing with some lights. I purchased this 150 watt AC inverter, so that's it. It inverts from 12 volts to 150 watt to 120 volts, to the maximum power is 150 watt. So basically, this is what I'm doing to expose all the lies that this John Bedini and Gary Bedini did, this Tesla chargers did, that they're selling this, crap. Really, this is like crap devices. I did buy them because I was kind of obsessed about having this super duper chargers that would charge any kind of batteries in the world, and then they would say you can open your own business with that, and then I just jumped into this bandwagon and purchased lots of this stuff to charge my batteries, to see if I could revive some of them. I tried to get some, besides the new ones, I tried to find some old ones that I tried to revive, but I never did. I would borrow some old battery from a friend of mine from a garage as well, and I would try to charge them, but they would never get charged, and I couldn't keep the batteries for a couple of months to keep on charging them and see charging, discharging. I couldn't do that, so I would borrow it for a week, charge those batteries, give it back to them. They would say, okay, well, it works like before. We didn't really have a lot of change, so I couldn't really tell if that helped a lot to desulfate within a week. But probably 1 week to desulfate the batteries, to desulfate the batteries wasn't enough. So that's why I did my own experimentation, and all my batteries, all but 2 now are basically left. One I think is shorted because the voltage drops. I still didn't disconnect it from the whole set. So basically, let's take a look at this, see what's inside. Enough talking, right? And then I'm going to do this live because I've never done it before, so we will do it together. We will see how it goes. So if you need to, you can fast forward it ahead if you like, or you can just watch me, because I'll be doing some comments here. I've never done this before. As I said before, this is my first time I'm unscrewing this, and I have no idea when I will be putting this video on YouTube, but I am letting you know that John Bedini, Gary Bedini, and this Aaron Murakami, they're just making business to sell something for profit. Every company needs to have a profit. So what they do, they're just telling you all the time that yes, we have come up with a new device. So every time they have some kind of new super duper device, the latest device is better than the previous one, and then then the latest one becomes obsolete because they came up with even the newer version of the device. So, and they keep on doing that, you know, they just have to keep on selling the same old stuff. John Bedini, Gary Bedini, all are, you know, already dead. So this guy, Aaron Murakami, doesn't even know anything about electronics. And then maybe he's got John Bedini's schematics, and he, you know, sent them somewhere, or maybe to China to build those units, or maybe he's just building them by looking at the schematics, you know, himself and building it. But he doesn't know anything about electronics. He cannot figure anything out. So what new technology are they coming up with? Nothing. And these devices don't even work, you know, the bullshit crap. That's why I am showing everything here to you, that this really doesn't work, you know, because I got this, this is my fault, you know, all of this is my fault. I shouldn't have purchased any of this, but I was really jumping in this bandwagon by John and you know, Peter Lindemann, and then Air Murakami, and Gary. They're promoting all this crap, saying these are super duper technology. This is the only ones in the world. They will revive your batteries. But, you know, they're gonna keep you. Even, you know, Peter Lindemann told me once that, and that once you have a charger, you can charge your batteries, and the batteries will last your lifetime. Even you have to give them to your grandkids, because they're gonna be they'll last for so long. But this is bullshit, because the batteries died within, I don't know, 2-3 years after I purchased them, and keeping them, you know, trickle charging them, you know, with this crap. So right now I have only 2 garden, you know, lawn and garden batteries that I have, and that's about it. That's all I have. So let's take a look at here what it has inside. So what it has inside, as you can see, I'm not sure if you can see or not, but I'll probably maybe shine a little flashlight here for you. So these 2 connections are they go to the LED. These 2 connections, they come up with these 2, right? Over here on the side, this is a positive and you know, negative connection here, and on the other side as well. They have the same thing. And this is a sink, I guess, over here that they put the sink. And then, well, let's take a look at this. And so this is how it looks like here. So they have 2 of these. Let me try to see if don't really want to get shocked if they have some kind of capacitor inside there. Maybe this is a no, this is a resistor, I think. So there, so they have a sink here, pretty obviously, and this is a pretty tough potting here. You won't be able to some kind of like milky white potting. This one here, it got a little bit brown here. This is a diode. So this diode, let me put this over here. This diode over here, it became from heat, it became a little bit yellowish here on the sides over here, just because it was, I guess, you know, getting hot. So this is I guess another resistor here. This is some kind of transistor. This is another transistor, 2 more transistors here. This one, this is I think microfarad. Yes, I think this is a cap here, capacitor here. We have a pot here, potentiometer here, that can be adjusted with this one, and this is a pot as well that can be adjusted. And I'm not sure if let me take a look if this can be scraped off. There's some kind of glue on the top of it or something like that. I'm not sure if, well, if you really could, maybe you could really scratch this off and try to readjust this part over here, and try to readjust this part over here. This part over here is not glued, so you would be able to adjust it easily because the screw is not potted. But this screw has a little bit of glue here on top. It's not white, but it's transparent. You know, it's translucent substance here. This we have a capacitor over here, I believe. Yeah, looks like a capacitor. Maybe let's just EPSCO, you know, what's the name of the capacitor, I forgot. So there, that's it. There's nothing else to take a look in here, you know. This is all potted, so that's how it looks like, guys. We have two connections here. The positive one, that's for the solar input here. That's for the input comes. It goes through everywhere through here, and then comes out through here. Comes out through here and goes to the and this is a negative and goes to the negative over here. And this positive comes out through here. So there. Positive from here goes to here, goes inside of the circuit here, comes out through here to this positive here, and comes out through over here through this one, through this positive. And it doesn't really show, or I cannot really discern. There. This is actually a voltage regulator. This is L7805A. This is not it's not a transistor. And the second one is here behind it is there's something written on it as well. It's hard to see because it's I just see 210V something like that. 31. No, it says 74. Hold on. 74. You know, this spotting, it just like obstructs that thing. It's almost impossible to. I just see 7U or 4, 2. So it's hard to get this one. With regards to this part over here, it says that this is R10K, so 10,000 ohm. This is something like I323 Mexico, so made in Mexico. And this is a diode. So I'm not sure what's inside of this here, this whole thing, but I'm pretty sure if this is a sink that they put in here, that's probably inside here. There's another transistor inside here. So, and you won't be able to really scratch this. It's even scratch resistant. Imagine that. Yeah, it's like a glass. Oh, there. So if you do something sharp, you might be able to scratch this off a little bit there. I'm digging a little bit off, so you should be able to give it to some kind of prisoner who is in prison and tell him, you know, listen, here's a filer, or here's a sandpaper, and here's a filer for you. I want you to clean all this up. I'm gonna give you a year or like 5 months. They'll do the job done for you. They'll get the job done. That's what I'm saying, is that you could even pay him the money, but nobody will allow him to have this, because you could make some money out of this, of course. So yeah, enough of babbling. Let's close this down, because there's nothing else in here. As you can see, this is all potted here. You know, there's nothing here. Just, of course, you could change the LEDs, and you could adjust a little bit of this screw here, this one over here. I'm not sure if you can see or not. This one you could adjust, and you could try to remove this little glue here on the top here from this resistor, and also adjust this knob, the pots, you know, the potentiometer pot. And over here, this little yellow stuff that comes out, this is a little bit of a capacitor, I believe, you know, one of those maybe 50 volt capacitors, small ones, ceramic capacitor most likely. So there's really nothing much to make of all of this. Let me just make a picture of this for my reference, for my future references. And well, let's take a look. Maybe we should make a little bit of a So for all of you, you can just forward it, but basically this video is making for me. I'm making this video for me. So there. Here you are. There's nothing on here that, you know, that's super duper smart, unless you open up this potting there, you know, try to get the potting open and figure this one out and see what's inside. But they did this to protect their proprietary, or if it's not proprietary, they should have patented this technology if they wanted to, but I'm not sure if they did or not. Maybe they patented something else, but not this specific ones. And also it would be nice if they did for the screws, if they put the some kind of stainless steel or bronze fasteners here, not the plastic fingers in there that the screw goes inside, but it would be nice if they had some kind of bronze or some kind of metal fingers inside there that the screws can get screwed into, because well, you know what happens, that the thread might be coming off once you unscrew it a couple of times, and you have to get into this mode of correct threading, not to destroy those columns of plastic column that it has inside. So there. So I'm not sure. So this is okay for, this is not from the first video. The next one I'll be doing with the next video I'll be doing is that I will be doing with that 2A12 charger that you can plug into the wall. We're gonna open that one up and see what's inside of it. Then we will open you know, a universal charger, then we will open 10A12 charger, then we will open 12 volts and 80 volt chargers, and we'll take a look inside and see what's inside of those. I'll show you everything, but guys, I'm telling you, don't buy these because they don't work. This is a lot of bullshit. This is just a lot of bullshit that the company is telling you that allegedly it works, but it does not work at all. They don't work. The batteries, they just keep on dying, you know. Don't buy this crap. I made a big mistake of buying these, but I will do some more testing, but I have to find out some kind of almost dead batteries, or the batteries that cannot be, you know, charged, you know, well, but which are not shorted, and I will try to revive those batteries. But I tried it already for a couple of weeks like that, for a week or two, or my friends' batteries, but they had to get their batteries back to their garage and so on. So I couldn't really do a lot of testing, but the testing that I did was with my batteries for years that I had. They were brand new, and these chargers, they kill them, you know. They just, the batteries they didn't really even run, you know. I didn't run them, I didn't charge them, discharge them all the time. They were constantly in trickle charging, and one day one got short, another got a short, third got a short, you know, and they just one by one they just kept on dying. And I even asked, you know, on the forum, on this science energetic forum, what's the name of the forum, and energyscienceforum.com. I asked there when Gary was still alive, and John was still alive, and then I wrote them a letter. I put some pictures on there, you know, that the chargers are killing my batteries, you know, that what's going on, you know, how can it be? And Aaron, actually, you know, he was denying, Aaron Murakami, he was denying everything. He was saying that I never purchased any chargers, you know, from him. So recently I went to this back to their forum. My nickname on the forum was Tesla, So I told him that, listen, and I will show you, my correspondence with this guy. He's a big liar. He actually, at the end, when I told him that I'm going to report him to the FDA for selling that RPX fake machine that he's selling, allegedly it cures something, what he does is that he talks about Rife technology. Then he says the device that we're selling, it's based on Rife technology. John Bedini made it. So what they do in the background, they build this interesting information that this is a Rife technology. Allegedly, Rife was working on killing viruses and bacteria and cancer, curing cancer, and so on. People were getting better and cured. And then on the foreground, he's saying, I'm selling this Rife device, this RPX machine based on Rife technology that John Bedini built. But guys, he said, I do not provide any warranties, any guarantees. The purchase is final of this device, and I don't give any kind of medical advice or some kind of medical guarantees that you will get cured and so on and so on. So he says he's selling a machine that if you read their page, if you listen to the audio YouTube files of John Bedini building this device, and Aaron Murakami talking and Peter Lindemann talking, you have this information that this is based on Rife technology, that the device is supposed to cure you from cancer, from diseases. So, and on the foreground, they're selling this device for research purposes. So this is such a bullshit. So I went onto this energy science forum, and I told them, listen, Aaron, if you're selling this device and prove that it works, why do you sell this for like $500, $400 to people and tell them this is for research experimentation purposes only? I told them, why don't you test the device yourself, see if it works or not, and then you report it back and tell the people it works as expected, or it works so you don't have to worry about it, and then sell it. Why do you have to sell it for such a high price for the device that doesn't even proven to work? This device is a piece of shit that doesn't even work. And then I also told them that if the device really doesn't work, you should provide some kind of warranty that I can bring back to you the device within 30 days. If it doesn't work for me, I bring it back. No, but he has a policy: no returns, no exchanges. Maybe exchange is possible, but no returns for any kind of money back. So this is what they do. This is business. So he even wrote there in the forum. He was talking to some other guy, and he said, this is a business that every company is interested in profit. So they will do anything. They will do any kind of manipulation with devices, coming up with a new brand or a new name or a new version of device, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and they will keep on printing them saying this is better than the previous one, and the previous one is better than the other one, and so on and so on. So if you look at their history, you will see that they've been selling like this 2A1 2A12 like Model 1, 2A12 Model 2, and then there's like some kind of super, then the EX, DX, and then coming up with all those, and all the time they're saying it's better than the previous one, and the previous one is better than the even more previous one, and so on and so on. They keep on printing those and saying they're getting better and better, and but it's all the same crap. These things, they're killing my batteries. So this is why I'm doing it. So when I posted this, when I started arguing, in writing, and Aaron Murakami, he didn't believe me. He said, you didn't buy anything from me. He said, prove it. I told him, I don't have to prove anything to you that I bought anything. Just look up in your database. You will see I purchased these devices. So basically, at the end, I wrote lots of information there, my complaints to him about this killing the batteries, all this charge killing the batteries. He argued with me, and he told me that I'm, full of shit, that I'm Rick Frederick and so on, this guy, and he totally got confused. He started to insult me. This Aaron Murakami started to insult me on the forum there, trying to 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 belittle me. And then at the end I posted everything there on their website, and I posted this one, and I told them, here you are, so drink it up with Coca-Cola and see how you like it. And then I told him I'm gonna report you to the FDA, to the Food and Drug Administration, with regards to sale of these medical devices that he allegedly says they're only for research purposes, but he builds a background picture of those devices as if they're medical devices. So he got really mad and he just banned me. He put a ban on the forum for me. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to post all of this. I'm going to tell you how it happened. I'll show you the batteries that died. All of them I scrapped for metal. I brought them to the recycling center. I got like several dollars for it. No, not several, but tens of like you would say maybe, I don't know, $70-$80, something like that. I don't remember anymore how much I got, because I also had some copper from TVs and so on. So I brought the whole thing there. So and I will show you everything, all what's inside. And I also told them that I will open these devices up and I will let people know what's inside. And because I said to Aaron Murakami that John Bedini wanted people to learn about this technology and to know it. So what's gonna happen? And he was like, yeah, don't do that, because you will be putting a bad mark on John Bedini's family. Let him mourn about this. Why are you doing that? But because he banned me in the forum, he was belittling me and insulting me. I'm gonna do this for the sake of all the people. I'm gonna show it all for free, because I paid for all of these devices. I have the right to open them up, to inspect them, to show how they're made, to criticize these devices in any way I like, to give some comments, to give some feedback, to actually I can throw this in the garbage. I can take a hammer and hammer them up. I can unscrew them, put a hole through it. These are my devices. I paid for them, so I have the right to inspect them, to do anything I like with them, to criticize in any way. So here you are. So I will also post that file there that Aaron Murakami banned me from his energy science forum. It's called Energetic Science Forum. I believe that's the .com. That's the way it's called, and he banned me from it. My nickname was Tesla there. And then if anybody's out there, you could still try to find me there by my old nickname. Look up my posts. And I have to tell you that Aaron Murakami is the moderator, or if he's not, then he's the owner of the website. So he can delete, he can modify, he can remove all my posts. If he has the ability to ban me, then that's it. Of course, there are lots of trolls in that company. In that forum, there are lots of trolls. There's this Tom Childs. He's also sells these devices. He's also interested in profit. So these guys just don't work anywhere. They keep on deceiving people. What I don't like is that they keep on deceiving people about not only these devices, but they start selling the medical devices to people, saying that they promote research and experimentation, but these devices don't do crap. They don't do anything. Not only this, but the medical devices. I will also show you some other medical devices that I have in my next videos. This is just, I'm a little bit disorganized today. This is my first video. I just brought this one to show you, and some other devices are still connected there, but they're not being used. They're just collecting. They're literally collecting dust. This one I had to wipe because it was on the windowsill there, sitting there, so I had to wipe it. So I'll show you some other medical devices from different manufacturers, not from the Tesla chargers, but from different manufacturers that I purchased for cure purposes, but they don't do crap at all. So, and then I will show you a lot of stuff. So subscribe to my channel, look for some updates. I don't like to deal with companies that sell bad stuff to people. That doesn't work. Of course, when you buy it, you don't really know if it's gonna work or not. It's gonna take you some time, a year, 2, 3 years, to figure this out. So by the end you figure this out, it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for other people you tried, that's it. You're out of warranty. 30 days warranty is gone. So please, people, don't buy these devices. Of course, if you have like a little bit of extra money, buy a small device. Try it. Try to buy a small battery. Try to to rejuvenate it, like they say, to desulfate it. But I'm telling you that my batteries kept on dying. A couple of years ago I put it on the forum why my batteries are dying, even though I'm trickling charging them with your charger. I was ignored. As of the last several months, some more of my batteries died and so on. So I just kept tolerating all of this crap. And finally I got fed up until Murakami banned me, and I complained about this RPX machine, and I told him, send me your RPX machine, I'm gonna test it, I'm gonna let you know if it really works or not. And he started belittling me and stuff like that, so I got really mad at him. I also said that I'm gonna report him to the FDA. So there, that's it for now, guys. Have a good day. I'm gonna turn this off now.